Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster, welcoming you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. Well, this is a busy time of the year. It's tournament time for our winter sports, and talking about that, the high school basketball, both boys and girls have gotten into their second round. Wrestling will be into their second week. As a matter of fact, this weekend they should be crowning champions, and we look forward to that. And indoor track as well has crowned their champions this past weekend. And talking about champions, we got 3 of them from here in the Birmingham, Jefferson County area in track. In 7A in girls track, it was Mountain Brook that won the title. And in 6A in girls track, Pelham won the title. And in boys track in 6A, it was Homewood, the Homewood Patriots. So 3 titles come out of the Birmingham area, and we look forward to hopefully trying to recognize some of those teams as we keep going with our winter segment here. And then now getting back to our show tonight, we've got 2 outstanding basketball coaches with some of their players, and one of them will be a coach that has been around a long time, a veteran coach, been a very successful high school basketball coach. And the other one is a very young coach into the early part of his high school coaching career. So we look forward to visiting both of those coaches. One of them's team is still in the playoffs, and as we talked about a moment ago, we're into the second week of the high school basketball playoffs, both boys and girls, and that'll go 2 or 3 weeks before we finally crown a champion. So once again, we've had some champions already crowned. Just as we mentioned, we've got more to come, and we'll be trying to recognize as many of those as we possibly can. We'll take a quick break. In a moment, we'll get started with our show. Remember, 2 basketball coaches, and we'll get started when we come right back.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Make this your best year. Benton Nissan has the best Nissan deals, and in 2015, we're happy to bring you the best warranty in Birmingham. Get our exclusive 1,000,000-mile warranty on new and pre-owned Nissans. Plus, during the Best for Less event, 2015 Altimas are just $18,980. 2014 Rogues, only $19,980. Shop a huge selection of top pre-owned vehicles from $99 a month. Get the best for less at Benton Nissan in Hoover or in Oxford. Come see me, your friend in the car business.
If you want to personalize that special vehicle you drive, whether it be a car, SUV, or that truck that you love so much, then you need to visit the Drive Shop. They're located between downtown Trussville and Deerfoot Parkway on Highway 11, where their fine service staff of professionals are waiting to serve you. The services include auto systems, security and remote start systems, tires and wheels, and window tinting, just to name a few. So come by and visit them today, or find them online at thedriveshop.com, or visit us on the Facebook. That's the Drive Shop in Trussville, 533-8785. Also, if you mention Snapper's name, you'll receive a 10% discount.
Good driver discount, multi-car discount, good student discount. Helping you save money on car insurance is just part of the service you get from State Farm agent Jack Traffinstead. Whether an accident or a simple question, Jack and his staff get you the help you need. And that's the value only a State Farm agent can provide. Call Jack Traffinstead today. 40 million drivers already know nobody gives more discounts to more drivers than State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And folks, welcome back. As I was talking about earlier in this first segment, we're visiting with a coach, and for lack of a better term to use, and I use it complimentary, a veteran coach. He's been around a long time, been a great ambassador for high school athletics. And I tell you what, of course, we're talking about Coach Mike Dutton of the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. And Coach, always good to see you and good to have you on the show tonight.
Well, really appreciate you giving us this honor, and really appreciate what you've done for the last at least 20 years. Well, we appeared here last in 2002 and have always enjoyed our visits with you.
Well, I tell you what, the time flies, I guess, as the old saying goes, when you're having fun. And Coach, I know it's been a long time since you've been on, and for viewers that haven't had an opportunity to get in a situation like this where they can see you. Tell us about your background, how you got into coaching, and eventually, all these years later, what has led you to Hewitt-Trussville High School.
Well, Snapper, I've been very fortunate. I played for two great high school coaches, Albert Morton and George Shorty White, who is a legend. I'm sure you remember him. And they gave me an opportunity to be part of high school athletics, and it meant so much to me to put that Banks High School jersey on every Tuesday and Friday night. I wasn't a very good player, but just that, it helped me in my life, gave me some confidence, gave us some confidence, and I just kind of wanted to do that when I got out of college, and started in 1968 at Smith Elementary in Roebuck, Huffman area. And I've been doing it pretty much every year since.
Yeah, the thing about it, Coach, when someone, what's the total number of years that you've been coaching altogether?
Well, I think you and I think you went to Jones Valley and I went to Banks.
Yeah.
Probably weren't math scholars, either one of us, but let's see, 68 and 15, let's see, that's 32, 47 years.
Yeah.
If, good Lord willing, if I'm still around next August, will be.
Well, no, the one thing I like to ask coaches, especially ones that have been around as long as you and I have, and I mean that as a compliment, talk about, it's a different athlete in this day and age, but how different, what are the similarities, how are some of these athletes different today?
I think they're bigger, stronger, and faster, and I guess that's using cliches, but it's the truth. And I think the competition, I think coaching is so good. I mean, in our area, Spain Park, Vestavia, Mountain Brook, you've got 3 coaches. And I think the coaching aspect, coaches have gotten, over the past few years, it's a 12-month deal. And you've got to be really ready every time you go out there because everybody works so hard at their game. And that's a change I've seen. A lot of times when I first started, you'd have a football coach that just was doing it maybe for a supplement, coaching basketball. But now you've got great coaches at every school that work very hard, and it makes it very tough.
Well, I know that every coach, it doesn't matter what the sport, every coach has his own philosophy about how he wants that job done, whether it's 32 minutes of heck on defense or whether it's a up-tempo offense or whatever. The question that's leading me up to, Coach, is what has your philosophy been? Are you one of these kind of coaches that you have in mind exactly the way that you want your team to play as a unit on both sides of the ball? And how much is that affected by the talent that you have? Because a lot of times the talent they have may not fit the schemes that you like to run. And are you the kind of coach that you play to the strength of your players or hope that you can hewn them in to do your system? Or is there compromise there, maybe sometimes in both areas?
Well, I think there's been compromise in both areas. When I first started, I was a make 5 passes type coach before you shot. We ran shuffle stuff that we ran when I was in high school. Our coach, Albert Morton, was brilliant in teaching the Auburn type shuffle. That was a very, very popular offense when I was in high school. And as I've gotten older, and with the advent of the 3-point shot, we've gotten a lot more up-tempo. In fact, we like to play really fast. But we have adjusted with our talent. We had the twins at Pinson that we alluded to earlier. We played a little bit slower, played a little bit more of a power game. But we would really rather play really fast, extremely fast, shoot the ball within 7 seconds, get a bunch of threes up every night. But sometimes you have to adjust.
Yeah, now, talking about that, the team you had this year wasn't quite as good record-wise as the team you had last year. But a lot of times there are factors that work into that, like maybe you had some key kids graduate and the class is coming up. That's the difference, and that's a challenge of you and every other high school coach. You only play with what, and this is a term that Buddy Anderson had taught me many years ago, and I didn't think about it quite that way, but he said, Snapper, we can only play with what mamas and daddies spit out. And what he's meaning is the kids that come from that neighborhood.
Yes.
And some of them are talented, some of them may not be. But in the case with your team this year, what kind of team did you have? Was it a group that you enjoyed working with, and was it senior laden, or do you just have a few seniors and next year may be better because there's some talent coming? Just talk about that a little bit.
That's a good question or a good point, and a good thing to talk to about this season is we knew going in how inexperienced we were going to be. We had 2 players that had played in a varsity game. One player played in 4 games, and we brought a freshman up last year, played in 8 ball games. And we knew how young we're going to be, and we knew our schedule was going to be tough, and we knew our area was probably going to be like the SEC West in football with Mountain Brook and Vestavia Hills and Spank Park. We knew that was going to be very difficult. And these guys gave us everything they had. And our experience, to be honest, hurt us at times. But the thing I liked about this team is we had some nights where we got trampled by 30 or 40, and the next day they were back ready to go to work with great attitudes for the most part during the year. And I'm real proud of them. Real proud of our seniors that you're going to meet here in the
Well,
future.
you know, I tell you what, Coach, and you're like any other coach, I think. It doesn't matter what the degree of talent you have, it's the effort that your kids give you. If they give you all they got, that's all any coach can ask for.
Well, that's something we talked about. We have a tremendous assistant coach, Bobby Johns, that helped us. And he talked about effort and trying to get better every day. And that's what we kind of honed in on with our players at the end of practice every day. Were you better? How were you better? End of the year, we talked about what did you do today that you were a little bit better at than you were the day before. And I think Coach Johns got that from playing for Coach Bryant at Alabama, and that was one of his things, trying to make improvement every day. And the thing I like about these guys is they're great students in the classroom. I don't get many reports from the teachers about misbehavior or anything else, and they carry themselves very well. And the one-loss record, you know, wasn't good, I'll be totally honest, but we enjoyed going to work every day.
It wasn't a true indicator of the season that you had.
No, I don't think
Coach,
so.
we only got about 30 seconds left, and one thing that I would ask you, without putting you on the spot, you've been in this business a long, long time. How much longer do you think Coach Dutton's going to be coaching on the sideline?
Well, at my age, it's hard to predict anything. You know, I kid people when I take a nap, I'm gambling. You know that that you might not wake up or anything. But as long as I have the energy and I still have the passion, and I still do, and at least, good Lord willing, if I'm healthy and ready to go, it'll be another year.
Well, Coach, we look forward to that. Awfully good to see you again, and we'll visit again down the road.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate you taking this time to have us up here. It's quite an honor.
Folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to the athletes. Don't you go away.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
Make this your best year. Benton Nissan has the best Nissan deals, and in 2015, we're happy to bring you the best warranty in Birmingham. Get our exclusive million-mile warranty on new and pre-owned Nissans. Plus, during the Best for Less event, 2015 Altimas are just $18,980. 2014 Rogues, only $19,980. Shop a huge selection of top pre-owned vehicles from $99 a month. Get the best for less at Benton Nissan in Hoover or in Oxford. Come see me, your friend in the car business.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm
Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Want to borrow better? Contact State Farm agent Thomas Waters about a car loan that can save you hundreds.
And folks, welcome back. In this segment, we're going to be visiting with 3 young athletes that were a member of the Hewitt-Trussville basketball team this year. And sitting closest to me, and all these guys are seniors, Roosevelt Savage, and he was a strong forward. Cole Mason, I believe you were a power forward and a center, which means, you know, flexible, can do a lot of things. And then Brian Duffett, a senior, and you were the center, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I tell you what, guys, going into this year, what's it been like playing for a veteran coach like Mike Dutton? I think this was Mike's second year at Hewitt. So what was it like playing for him this year? And we'll start with you, Roosevelt.
I guess I'd say it was interesting. This has been I played ninth grade, and I took a few years off, and to come and play for a coach like Coach Dutton, it was extremely fun. We had a good offense going, and we might have not won as many games, but just the discipline and all the stuff that he taught us, it'll just take you so far in life.
Right. I was telling people a lot of times, and Coach Dutton and I were talking about it too, all that any coach ever wants is the guys to give him all he's got to give. And it sounds like you guys tried to do that for the coach. And then if you win a lot, fine. If you win or lose, that's fine too. All you can do is the best we can do. Mm-hmm. With that thought in mind, Cole, one of the most important aspects of team basketball or team sports in regardless of what it is chemistry. Yes, sir. And if you guys all like each other and get along, it's easier to have good team chemistry. But even if you don't sometimes, the work ethic, how you might push one another in a positive way, and how you might take care of problems sometimes that the coach can't take care of that maybe you guys can. Talk about the team chemistry y'all had this year and what it's meant to y'all as a unit.
I will admit at the beginning of the year, the team probably didn't have the best team chemistry, but I mean, like Roosevelt said, it was a lot of hard work that we all went through, and I mean, at the end of the year, I would say everybody on the team was one of my best friends. I mean, we went through a lot together, we fought together, and we gave it all, and so I would say we had pretty good team chemistry.
Well, and I was going to say, that to me, that's the most important thing now. Winning and losing, winning is important. You know why? If it wasn't, we wouldn't keep score. But here's the thing about that, and I've talked with athletes, I don't care what kind of sport it is, all through the years, it's awfully easy to be a winner. It's tough to be a loser sometimes, but the best lessons in life you learn from losing, because it's easy to be a winner. You got to pick up your bootstraps and work harder, try harder, or whatever, and that team chemistry is a big part of that. And of course, Brian Duffett here's the big center. And Brian, did you have the kind of season personally? I know you ran into some injury problems at the end, but did you have the kind of season personally that you had hoped to have as a senior?
Yes, sir. I mean, my main goal was to give it everything I got every game, and that's what I did. So I'm okay with my senior season.
Well, good, because like you said, that's all any of us can do. And one question I like to ask the athletes, because you're going to get a different answer sometimes, is the home court advantage and playing away on the road. A lot of times I've had athletes tell me there's less pressure playing away because you want to do so well for that home crowd and the family that's there all the time, and it might put a little more extra pressure on you. Thinking along those lines, Roosevelt, would you rather play at home in front of that home crowd or go on the road and silence maybe that crowd that's very hostile?
I like being at home. Like, it's just being at home. You practice on your home court all the time, and just going into a hostile environment, let's say for Mountain Brook, like that's different. And there's just nothing better than playing on your home court.
Well, I can understand that situation. Cole, how do you feel about it?
I like playing away. I like having the other fans yell at us and trying to get in our heads, but I personally like playing away better. Home court's awesome, but...
Well, like I said, do you feel a little less pressure on the road, to do good? You're expected to win at home. In most sports, they expect the home team to win. Sir. And that doesn't always happen. Whereas on the road, like you said, one of the biggest things I've found that the players like about hostile crowd, if you shut that home team down, all of a sudden, those people aren't quite so loud anymore.
Yes, sir.
How about you, Brian?
I like playing away. I mean, I don't feel the pressure there because my dad usually doesn't come to away games. So I mean.
Well, that's what we like. And we pride on our athletes being totally honest and to to say on the camera that Dad made me nervous. That takes quite a man to do that, but we always didn't like playing for Dad, though, didn't we? One question I like to ask young athletes too that you get a different answer for, and this is basketball, so we'll go with that sport that you guys participate in. What college or professional athlete do you see that you really enjoy and think, gosh, Roosevelt, your game needs to be like that? Who would it be?
Ever since a kid, I like LeBron James and just how much of an athlete he is, and just his game. It's just gotten better and better every year, and I do strive to be like him. It's hard.
Well, let me tell you something. If you're this much of him, you're going to be pretty successful. You know that?
Yes,
How about
sir.
you, Cole?
I personally like Kevin Durant. I mean, he's big. He can do everything. And growing up, I haven't really had like a position because, I mean, I'm not big enough to be straight in the center, but I don't know. He shoots and he's good down low, and so that's who I.
Well, let me tell you something. There's something to be said for versatility too. I mean, a coach really appreciates an athlete that can play more than one position. If he ever has to plug him in there, he's got that. How about you, Brian?
I don't really look up to a basketball player, but my guy is Aaron Murray, who played for Georgia, because he came up with a lot of big situations through his career, and he was able to overcome them, and that's how I would look at it.
Well, the one thing that I can ask you guys, and the answers will be similar but different, all of you are seniors, which means that unless, and if you ended up getting a scholarship, fantastic, but if you didn't, I like to play make-believe on our show every once in a while, and the make-believe part is if you could go to any college that you wanted to, one, what would that college be, and two, what kind of courses would you take to prepare you for what you hope your occupation might be one day?
A college of choice would probably be Auburn, and I like Auburn. Auburn's campus is nice. It's in a pretty great town, I believe. And if I was going to go down there, I plan to study computer science, and they have a pretty good computer programming, computer science field, so I would be looking to get into that.
Well, absolutely, that would be a good choice. How about you, Cole?
Highlands College kind of has my interest because when I grow up, I would like to be a missionary, and I feel like I would get everything I need to learn there. So.
Wow, okay.
I like Georgia, but they don't really have what I want to pursue in, which is a cooking program. I want to be a chef when I get there.
Really? Hey, that's unique. Now, I like to ask guys, what is the one thing, this is the first time I've ever met you guys, so if there was one thing that people don't know about you that would surprise them, like maybe you play piano, you write poetry, you go out and tiptoe through the tulips or whatever. And we'll start with you, Roosevelt. What would that be?
I play on the computer a lot. I like learning about computers, and I like fixing them, seeing what's wrong with them, and learning more about it.
Don't take this the wrong way. We wouldn't call you a computer nerd. Are you that into it? Well, good. I mean, that's a positive thing when you want to learn as much as you can about something. How about you, Cole?
I like to play the guitar.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, do you like to play country music, or do you like to play rock and roll, or what's your preference?
Country and Christian music, basically.
Really? Okay. Well, good. Brian?
I like taking things apart. And
You do?
I don't normally know how to put them back together, but I just like taking stuff.
Well, now, see, that was the next obvious question that I was going to ask you. There's nothing wrong with taking things apart, but it's bad if you can't put them back together again.
Probably should write some notes of where it went.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I'm one of the world's worst at doing stuff like that, and I have found out it makes my job twice as hard when I do it that way, but that's what I continue to do, it seems like. Well, the one thing I did not hear from you guys is that maybe one of you might like to coach somewhere down the road. Is that not one of those things that's ever entered into your minds?
I mean, when I have children, or if I am able to have children one day, I like to teach my kid how to play basketball and just some of the stuff I've learned from Coach Dutton and just the hard work. Nothing's given to you, and if you want to be good, you got to work for it. And if he has those bases, then that's all I'm worried about.
What about you?
I don't know if I'd ever be a coach, but if I ever were to, I would kind of like to teach what Coach Dutton taught us. And basically, we may not be a good basketball team, but he'd rather have good men on his team than good basketball players. So.
Absolutely, and I think 9 out of 10 coaches will tell you exactly the same thing.
Well, my dad and I actually talked about this last night. He actually said I could probably do culinary and then also coaching at the same time at college. So I definitely want to probably coach some team.
Well, I tell you what do you guys think about that new football stadium that y'all ended up with out there? Is that not something?
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, and when you know it, I mean, I was looking forward to that last year because I did the play-by-play for Vestavia, going to Hewitt, and I live in Trussville. And then sure enough, it seemed like every time I turned around, it was pushed back a little bit more and stuff, but it is a fantastic place. Well, guys, the last question I want to ask each of you, we've got about a minute left. To this point in your young lives, and we'll start with you, Roosevelt, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
Definitely my mom. My mom has always been there for me. Bad days, good days, she's been there. And when I had tough times through the season, Coach Dutton was there to pick me up on those days where maybe I wasn't doing my best. He'd sit me down by myself and talk to me. And I thank those two people especially.
Good. Cole?
My dad. He's always been there for me, and he's always pushed me to do stuff that maybe I didn't want to do. So.
Okay.
It's going to be my dad. He was there for all my injuries, and he's able to put up all my siblings. So, I mean, he's doing a great job.
Well, I tell you what, guys, y'all had an outstanding career at Hewitt-Trussville. All seniors, good luck in your endeavors. Thanks for coming by to visit with us, and we wish you all the best, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, guest number 2. Don't you go away. We'll be right back. The Drive Shop in Trussville not only personalizes cars, SUVs, and trucks, they can personalize your motorcycle or ATV as well. They also specialize in automotive accessories to fit your specification. They provide performance and fuel economy upgrades, lift kits, off-road accessories, custom lighting, bed liners, and much more. Once again, that's the Drive Shop located just north of downtown Trussville on Highway 11. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number to call, 533-8785. Or visit us online at thedriveshop.com or like us on Facebook. Don't forget, you'll receive a 10% discount if you mention Snapper's name.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
Make this your best year. Benton Nissan has the best Nissan deals, and in 2015, we're happy to bring you the best warranty in Birmingham. Get our exclusive 1,000,000-mile warranty on new and pre-owned Nissans. Plus, during the Best for Less event, 2015 Altimas are just $18,980. 2014 Rogues, only $19,980. Shop a huge selection of top pre-owned vehicles from $99 a month. Get the best for less at Benton Nissan in Hoover or in Oxford. Come see me, your friend in the car business.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say, I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. In this segment, this is one of those situations where I'm tickled to death to be able to interview someone that I've had a background with. And we're talking about Jeremy Monceaux, the head basketball coach at Clay-Chalkville. And Jeremy, first of all, awfully good to see you. Because I know years ago, you put on some shows here in the Birmingham area when you were playing at Parkway. And I was always glad to go watch you play. Had you on my show a few times, and the thing about it is I was hoping we'd see the same thing in college, but it's amazing how health issues and other issues, sometimes it don't quite work out the way we want it to, does it?
Yeah, they don't, but obviously because of people like yourself, my high school career here in this city was really exciting and great memories of just the people and the games, and bounced around college a little bit with some injuries that were unfortunate, but got into college coaching and now at Clay-Chalkville, and I'm excited to be back in Birmingham area and back on the high school scene and doing what I love.
Well, I knew that we had talked about that just a second ago. I didn't realize that you had a little bit of a college background, but I thought that this was your first show or first coaching job in high school. And so how's that, talk a little bit about the difference of coming from a college program to a high school program. Was there much of an adjustment there?
Well, the big difference is I'm home by 5 o'clock every day. That's probably the biggest difference. Obviously my goal, coming up when I was young was to coach college basketball, and got my opportunity at some small NAIA colleges, at Shelton State, starting out in there in Tuscaloosa. Went to Campbellsville University, which is a small college in Kentucky, and then was able to get a little bit back home at Faulkner University for the last 3 years. But when the opportunity came available to take the head coaching job at Clay, I saw that as a great opportunity. There's some great young men who you'll meet here in a second that were beginning their senior year. I knew we would have an opportunity to be successful, and I jumped on that as quick as I could.
So I didn't realize all those years ago, because you were quite a bit younger, that I didn't remember if you had the thought about coaching, because I never knew where, maybe if you had any kind of success at all, where you might have gone from college. So a lot of times athletes do that, whatever sport they're in, that's the one that they feel like they want to be a part of, and so it's awfully good to see you involved. Have there been any surprises, like going into this season? Like you said, you saw where they had a lot of seniors coming back, and so you expected big things out of them, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of expectations, and I think the people at the school had a lot of expectations, fans and administration alike. And so it was really probably a good thing for me to come in my first head coaching job, having a lot to learn and a lot ahead of me, but also having a lot of people in place that had played a lot of basketball. We have 9 seniors on our team this year. When this thing comes to an end, it's going to be hard to say goodbye to them, even though it's only been 1 year with them, because they've really bought into what we were trying to do really quick. And but for a first-year head coach to come into that situation and not have so much of a learning curve, trying to teach a lot of young kids, I was a little bit spoiled probably in my first time here.
Well, now that leads me to this question. Every head coach has his own philosophy about how he wants the team to be run, the type game you're going to play, whether it's stout defense or up-tempo type offense. And the question I would ask you is, first of all, explain what your style is, and do you find that you're going to be the kind of coach that if you have to adapt your style a little bit to fit your talent, or do you expect that talent maybe to fit you, or is there a combination there?
I would say a little bit of a combination of both. I mean, obviously I'm a fan of getting up and down the floor and playing up tempo. I'm a big defensive-minded guy. I'm sure the guys will tell you in a minute. I'm also a very detailed and disciplined kind of coach too. I mean, I want things done a certain way, and I want them done a certain way every time. And I think a coach's ability to hold their guys accountable for that on a daily basis helps to build that in their team. And that's what I try to do, and my staff tries to do. And that's why I've been so great to have a group of older guys that have really bought into that. But we're defensive minded. We talk about the defensive end probably 70% of the time, and then offensively, we do have some things that we try to do and try to accomplish, but that's within a pretty good pace moving up and down the floor. I think the way we coach is very adaptable to any kind of roster. There's certain things you can do less, and there's certain things you can do more based on the kind of team you have within doing the same thing every year. And so after we move on with these 9 guys and that new group comes up. I told them not much will change, other than minor things here or there, because we want our program to just be one where, as they're coming through, there's just certain things we're teaching and certain things we're working on, and we'll try to build on those things.
Well, I know one thing that you and I had talked about in our conversations leading up to this visit was the fact, do you feel like your team is peaking at the right time and still has its best basketball to play?
Yeah, absolutely. We've since the Christmas break, we've only lost one game up until our area championship. We are battling. We obviously go into our sub-region game. I guess this would be tomorrow night, which is Tuesday. And we're battling some injuries and some different things. But absolutely, you want to be playing your best basketball at this time of year. I've really liked how our team has progressed, and I have high hopes as we go into tomorrow night.
Well, how have you found the experience? And I know this is your first year, and I don't want to put you in a bad situation by asking this question, but from the administration all the way down to the fans, talk about that camaraderie that you have built maybe in a short period of time.
Yeah, well, the administration at Clay-Chalkville has been great, all the way from the principal and obviously our football coach and our athletic directors, and everybody really just kind of allowed me to come in there and run my program the way I want to run it, and just had a lot of support. And then the parents, when you have 9 senior parents that have been involved with them since they were this big up, sometimes you got to win the parents before you can win the players. And they've all just worked really hard, and my wife and I have been very comfortable with the transition. And I have to say, for like I said, a first-year head coach, I don't think I could have landed in a better situation.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, it sounds like a great situation, but it also, I can hear this in your voice and from what you've said about it, that next year you already know you're looking at a challenge. It's an opportunity and a challenge, and it also will give you a chance to grow as a coach too, because you like you say, it's going to be a different situation, a different opportunity. You may have to tackle it a little bit differently.
No, absolutely. I mean, we're going to go from having 9 seniors to having juniors and sophomores mostly on a varsity team. So may have to dummy that schedule down a little bit, and every day will be a learning situation. But I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I bet you I'll learn more than they do next year.
Well, Coach, I tell you what, it's awfully good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Tickled to death you've landed at Clay and had a great first year. We hope it's not over yet.
No,
good luck to you and your team as you head into the playoffs the second round.
Appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, 3 young athletes that have been very instrumental in the success of Clay-Chalkville thus far.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Make this your best year. Benton Nissan has the best Nissan deals, and in 2015, we're happy to bring you the best warranty in Birmingham. Get our exclusive million-mile warranty on new and pre-owned Nissans. Plus, during the Best for Less event, 2015 Altimas are just $18,980. 2014 Rogues, only $19,980. Shop a huge selection of top pre-owned vehicles from $99 a month. Get the best for less at Benton Nissan in Hoover or in Oxford. Come see me, your friend in the car business.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Ted Townley in Homewood today.
And folks, welcome back. In this segment, we have 3 outstanding young seniors that were very instrumental in the good season they've had so far, and lost in the first round of the playoffs. Now, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. It can leave a bad taste in your mouth, or it can make you play harder the second game.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not going to ask you how you're going to do this, but we got 3 seniors here. Hassan Abdullah, and he's a point guard. Edward Leggett, who is a shooting guard. I like that spot. I know your coach used to like that too. No. And then Kenneth Cotton, who is also a guard. Guys, all of your seniors, first of all, talk about what it's like playing for a first-year coach. How was that transition? And we'll start with you, Hassan.
Okay, the transition, well, any person who's been with someone for 3 years or under them for a long time, they might worry about the transition or think twice or think it might be a challenge. But luckily enough, it was easy. He fit well with our play styles and then just our mentality. He said he was a defensive-minded coach, and that's what we like to do. We like to grind it out on defense and play hard, so he fit well with us.
Good. Everett, how was it for you?
For a first-time coach, you always have a little bit of nervousness in your system. You be a little worried about how things are going to end up going and transition out. But luckily, the type of stuff that he brought to the program was stuff that our players was accustomed to. Like Hassan said, we grinding. We like to get at it and go. So the stuff he brought to us, the principles, it worked out pretty well for us.
Okay, how about you, Kenneth?
Well, it was nerve-wracking from the start, but as a team, we just got together and we came out and attacked it with some passion and energy, and we just made it happen.
Passion.
When I think one thing, listening to Coach talk, and I totally agree with him, it was a plus having all you seniors, because y'all have been on the battlefront, quite a few times, and so that helped him. The whole situation, like you said, was the adapting to one another, and his style and the style y'all like to play was similar. So that really wasn't a whole bunch of an issue, it doesn't sound like. With that thought in mind, Hassan, the one thing that I think is really important for a team to be the best that they can possibly be as a team is this crazy little word called chemistry.
Yes.
And if the chemistry between the players is good, then you work harder, you practice harder, you become closer during the season, you become a better unit. Talk about the team aspect as far as the chemistry is concerned.
Yeah, well, the chemistry aspect, it came easy. It just flowed. We've been playing with each other since middle school, and then we were just friends with each other, real good friends off the court. So that made it that much easier to go risk your body and take a charge if your guy gets beat on help side, or just picking a guy up if he's having a bad night, or just going out there and playing hard, not for yourself, but for your teammates.
Edward, tell me your opinion on that.
Yeah, my opinion is, it all started off the court, because the way our senior class was set up, some of us played varsity, some stayed down freshmen, some stayed down with the JV, but we all were always together. We always went out and did things, so eventually when we got our time to come together as a whole, it just transitioned out, and we just took what we did off the court and put it on the court and worked well together.
Okay, that sounds like it really went good. How about you, Kenneth?
I can honestly say there's no other group of guys that I rather would have played. I came up with these guys. I grew up with these guys. We all had classes together, so the chemistry, that was no problem.
Well, sometimes you take that for granted, but it does make it easier for a team as a whole. Question I like to ask, this is the first time I'm meeting you guys, okay? You seem like a fantastic group. Now, here's what I want to know. There's got to be something about y'all that might surprise me. Maybe you like bowling, or maybe you like to write poetry, but not everybody knows about that. Tell me something that might surprise me, or that somebody doesn't know, that is something you really like. And we'll start with you, Hassan.
Something I really like. I don't know, I didn't even realize that I kind of gravitated towards this, but the people or my family or my teammates, when we go all out or go to a movie or something, or we're just at home relaxing, I kind of like happy ending movies. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the Hallmark Channel is where you need to go, because that's the happy end. My wife loves that. How about you, Edward? What would be that something I don't know about?
Something that I just...
That could be a hobby. You like hunting, fishing, golf? Playing the piano?
I don't think people know this, but I'm the best bowler in the state of Alabama. No one can beat me, anyone. So if you got a challenge, hit me up.
The gutter's up.
Oh my God. Well, that's all right, bowling. That's good. That's a good example. And happy endings to movies. Kenneth, how you going to top that?
Wow. If you know me, then you know I love to speak. So I guess being a public speaker, taking every opportunity, just like now, to come out and speak and project my voice.
Well, let me tell you something. That sounds like to me a man that's not short on confidence. And there's nothing, hey, let me tell you, there's a difference in being confident and cocky. Cocky is a no-no. Confidence is a plus.
Very humble.
If you're comfortable, smile, confident. I didn't say chuckle and laugh. No, that's great. But, you know, that's good. That's good character. All right, one other thing, you guys being basketball players, I can't wait to hear the answer to this question. If you could be any professional or college player and you could pattern your game and play like it, who would it be? Hassan, we'll start with you.
It's kind of hard because me being a point guard, you know, you automatically think I would say someone like Kyrie Irving or Stephen Curry, but
You're not going to say that?
No, sir. Well, those are my favorite point guards in the league.
Yeah.
But just overall player, I have to say LeBron.
Really?
Because he's just a freak athlete, and I just think it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to guard him and to get by him. Yeah.
It would be kind of hard.
Yeah.
You're right. But he is kind of good.
Yeah.
LeBron James. Okay. Edward, how about you?
I would have to take it back in the day. It's like, I feel like Michael Jordan is the most perfectly crafted basketball player in the world. Like his mindset, his abilities, the way he knew the game and played it. Then 6'6", for some reason, is just the perfect height to me.
Yeah.
Not too big, not too small, perfect for the guard spot.
You know what? If you're that much talented as Michael Jordan, you're going to go far. You know that, right? Okay, how about you, Kenneth?
It would so the words right out of my mouth. I would have to say Michael, hands down, because of competitiveness, his tenacity, and just him as an overall person, his character. He just always got it done, no matter what. Even playing with the flu and all his injuries, he never gave up. He never quit. So I would have to say Michael.
Let me tell you what, guys. All those are great answers. Now I'm going to throw one right back at you, but you may not know who it is. If it ain't, it's a shame.
Give me a hint.
Huh?
I bet I can guess who it is.
All right. I have a little saying I used to say about this basketball player. Nothing could be sweeter than watching Pistol Peter. Pistol Pete Marabou. Buddy, you talk about a showman, a scorer. He had it all. If you don't believe me, just ask Coach. Ain't that right? But those are all great answers. But that's the good thing about questions like that. There's no such thing as a wrong answer. Now we're going to get down to the serious part of the question. All you guys seniors, if you and this is, I like this too because it's make-believe part-time too. If you could go to any college you wanted to, where would you go and what kind of courses would you take to prepare you for what kind of job after you got out? Where would you go, Hassan?
Well, I really didn't have a favorite college growing up. I just kind of had individual players that I like to watch off different college teams. But the college that I'm committed to right now, that is kind of my dream college right now because I'm able to play what I love, which is basketball, and the core classes that they offer, and then just the future that it provides, and just stability that it has.
Now, which college is
Naval
that?
Academy.
Hey, that's terrific.
Yes,
that
sir.
is terrific.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me ask you this then. I don't know, that might take you in a completely different realm, but had coaching ever entered in the back of your mind?
Yeah.
You're more of a player than a coach.
Yes, sir. More of a player, but I enjoy teaching others as well. But I've never really thought about coaching that much.
How about you, Ed?
Well, growing up, I always liked Tennessee. I really sort of gravitated to them when they had Bruce Pearl and Scottie Hobson, Wayne Chisholm. I really liked their game. But now, he had to resign from there, and I never really had a favorite college. But my college of interest, I want to stay sort of close to state. So I have to, and I'm trying to major in forensic investigations, and the best forensic program down here is Jacksonville State. So I think that would probably be the best college for me.
Okay, terrific.
I also never had a favorite college growing up. I really wasn't into college basketball because I did so much ripping and running around the city, being very talented. So I would say I did get into college basketball around 9th grade, and I really liked Kentucky when John Calipari got there. So I would have to say Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to do computers, so I think they would have a computer field.
Yeah. Well, in the back of your mind, though, have you ever thought about coaching, or is that not? It's not for everybody.
I do coach my little brother, so.
Well, that's pretty good. Are you successful or not?
Oh, they're doing good.
Okay.
Both started.
Okay. Well, guys, I tell you what, y'all all being seniors, one question I always enjoy asking athletes is, to this point in your young lives, who's been the most inspirational person or persons in your life? And we'll start with you, Hassan.
I just have to say it came straight from home. My parents, they've been very supportive of me. Every decision I made, they give me their opinion and they allow me to give mine. And they tell me, you know, what they've gone through in life and share their advice. But at the same time, they understand that I have to live my life. So they give me the freedom to choose while advising me. But they still are there to support me. And when a parent does that, you automatically side with them. And they're that open and willing. So yeah, so my parents, and they're very supportive.
Okay, Edward.
Yeah, well, the people that really shaped my life was 3 people. My dad, he gave me like a foundation and a base of how to live my life. My morals and my principles came from him. He taught me how to be a real man. And the inspiration and the will to keep moving forward and never give up came from my mom and my brother. Like, they always made sure to let me know that no matter what you're going through, you can always make it through it. And that personality just sort of growed on me, and I sort of made my life go around that.
Okay, Kenneth?
I would have to say the number one most inspirational person in my life is my dad. He has always been there to push me and keep me pushing forward, always telling me never to quit, and always on my tail. Like, there's a joke in the neighborhood. The kids, they'll come into school, they're like, man, I know Kenneth was outside again at 1 o'clock this morning with his daddy practicing. Or they'll say, man, Kenneth was outside in the rain, sleet, and snow with his daddy right there. But yeah, my dad, he is a character with so much wisdom and knowledge. He always helped me get through any situation.
Good, guys. Well, listen, seniors, you're still in the playoffs. Let's go out and win one, okay?
Yeah,
Sounds good. Thanks for coming by and visiting with us.
Thank you for having us.
Folks, same time, same place. Till next week, you know what the snapper always says. Bicycle.